Hello and welcome to Don't Feed the Gondolas. It's been a week in which the newly inaugurated president of Limerick University says he wants the college to be the intellectual equivalent of a village pub. So from next month, Limerick University won't have any women's toilets. All the lectures will take place at 4 in the morning, and all the lecturers will spend most of their time saying, "Shh, the guards are outside." With Dara O'Brien tonight, a DJ who was once advertised by Radio Dublin with this winning slogan: "The best thing about listening to Dave Fanning is that you can't see him." Well, tonight you can. Following years of corrective surgery, it's Dave Fanning. And joining... Whoa, Dave getting a big clap there. Popular Dave. Happy Dave. And joining Brendan O'Connor tonight, a man who last weekend on the Late Late Show reported on his experiment with Viagra. The drug, he said, gave him the king of erections. Please say hello to the biggest prick we've ever had in this studio, the editor of Himself magazine, Dara O'Brien. Yes. And yes, any university graduates watching will have noticed that tonight we have Dara O'Brien and Dara O'Brien, with hilarious results, of course. First up is our astonishing props round. Each team is given a set of props which hint at the identity of a person in the news this week, along with an astonishing fact about that person. Brendan and Dara, you go first. You've got a phone and a fist.
Yeah. So
what's
I was thinking this could be about the new phone line they have for self-abusers. It's called wristwatch, apparently. And if you ring them up, they say, "Hello, you've reached Self-Abusers Anonymous. Please hold." If I can just give what I think is the correct answer.
That would be a good thing.
For a change, I think I actually know
move things along a bit.
Is this the story about Sean Doherty? He's in the news this week because during the week he was beaten up at some kind of Fianna Fáil meeting. I think, I forget where it was now, but it wouldn't have been the "come and have a go if you think you're hard enough." But he was beaten up, and the little known fact about him, which is in fact a very well known fact, was that he authorised phone tapping, hence the telephone, way back when. And I think the authorising of phone tapping, what he actually did was he recorded telephone conversations which were played back later for entertainment, which is apparently illegal, Sean.
Really?
Yeah.
He's far too cute. Far too cute to be a self-abuser, though.
Well, you guessed. I'll give you 2 points because you did get Sean Doherty. That's absolutely correct. But actually, you got it wrong about the amazing fact. The amazing fact is that Sean Doherty was a member of Special Branch, which does explain why he bugged the phones of journalists, and probably also explains why he was stupid enough to get caught doing it. Okay, Darren, Dave, what do you get?
Oh, I have a lovely cornucopia of things here.
You've got a cap there.
A cap, one flat cap. One thing of Kleenex.
Yes.
And a delightful,
yummy kebab. Yummy kebab.
Kebabalicious, isn't it? To speed along to what might be the right answer, the cap in any Irish context is probably Jackie Healy-Rae. And I would say that the kebab is probably an indication that Jackie Healy-Rae used to smuggle food under his cap into the Dáil for long debates, so that he could just subtly grab a small sliver of beef and eat it. But once he was called to make a point of order one stage, and he started making the speech, and all the kebab ran down his face. And the rest of the TDs were so hungry they licked his face for an hour rather than using the Kleenex. That's just my idea.
That's an interesting answer. It's absolutely incorrect. But think of anybody else. This is a chance I'm not going to give you. Yes, go on, Dave's having
Jack Charlton?
Yes,
maybe?
Dave's having a flash of inspiration.
Okay, Jack Charlton.
It's not actually about Jack Charlton.
Okay, has found out that Gaza is his illegitimate son, and he cried when he found out.
I'll give you 3 points because that's almost correct. The actual answer is that Gaza is the person. He's in the news this week because he was voted in Britain this week the stupidest person in Britain. Apparently he didn't take kindly to this insult to his intelligence. When he was asked about it, he showed everybody his arse, basically. And the amazing fact about Gaza is that he once made Jack Charlton cry. And apparently this was when...
He did?
You did, yeah. When Jack Charlton was in charge of Newcastle.
He thought he was his wife and he beat the shit out of him.
So, yes, allegedly. Very allegedly. Extremely allegedly. He made Jack Charlton cry, apparently. He told him all about his childhood and his tough upbringing. And it made Jack cry. But he also grabbed Jack with the nipples and squeezed really hard. So after that, the scores are that Dara's team got 3 points and Brendan's team got 2 points. What's What's going on here is, of course, Sean Doherty's favourite phrase, as well as being the name of the next round. We show a brief snatch of video to the teams. They have to tell us what is going on here. Brendan and Dara, you go first. What's going on here?
So I prefer trees to women, really.
There you go. There's a man who prefers trees to women.
Is that the guy who was in the tabloids during the week? Man caught in tree in a bed romp.
His name is actually Eamon O'Connor, and let's have a look at what actually is going on there. And there's a big bush, and there's Eamon. As you can see, Eamon is a photographer. Now, as Eamon already stated, he does prefer trees to women. Now, I know that up and down the country, the word sicko is being bandied about. Now, that's actually quite unfair, because Eamon is a romantic person. He's a romantic at heart, and he does love trees. In fact, he loves trees so much, he wants to serenade them.
A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair. His bosom snow has lain, and intimately lives with rain. Poised
I'm in bits now. And just in case you were wondering, he was playing a saw there. That's the perfect instrument to make a tree feel at home. So you get 3 points for that there, Brendan. Dara and Dave, your piece of VT is a bit of technology for the two of you. Have a look at this and tell us what's going on.
But Walsh Island's latest claim to fame is a gift for the drinker who is everything. So come with me now into this pub and we'll talk to the inventor of this unique machine.
It looks like it's not a new video.
No.
So this could be something that's gone terribly wrong. So he's about to meet a man who says, I've just invented this fantastic thing. It's called a flagon, or a 2 litre maybe. And maybe you'd like to drink in the office, maybe you'd like to drink in a picnic, or maybe you've just got your junior cert results and you want to go to Stephen's Green for the day. All these fabulous uses. Is that it?
No, but you did use the word litre. So I will give you 1 point for that. Because you used the word litre, and litre is vaguely something to do with it. Let's have a look at the rest of the VT and find out what's going on here.
Mobile 50cc bar stool.
Now, of course, we all do silly things after we're drunk. Even Dave Fanning has done silly things after a few pints. Because, you know, before Dave was a famous DJ, Dave used to be a cowboy. Dave was such a good cowboy. Dave was such a good cowboy. He even went on to the Late Late Show to show how good he was at riding bucking broncos. And we fair to say there was drink involved that night, Dave.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
This was this guy brought in after Urban Cowboy, the John Travolta movie. I'm trying to make this look as better than it did, so you get away from the chin bit. Buck and Broncos were going to be brought into pubs in Ireland. What happened was it was supposed to be the first item on the Late Late Show at 9:30. At 9 o'clock they said no, it's going to be the last item. So I was with Dave Heffernan, I think, and Phil Lynott from Till Lizzy, and instead of staying around to watch the Late Late, we went down to the local hostelry and whatever.
And you had a load of drink?
We loads.
And did you grow the beard in the intervening period?
No, it was there before. It was there before.
No, well, I heard you were an Irish political prisoner before you were a cowboy. That's where the beard came from. So you've got to keep this in mind, of course. Dave has been in the pub for several hours now. He might be a bit woozy. He's going to get onto this thing that rocks him all over the place. So keep that in mind as we play Will Dave Spew? Let's have a look at the VT. There he goes now. Oh, he's looking a bit. Oh, looking a bit bad there now. Look, nice little red undies there at the back. I noticed. Ooh, very fetching. Oh, yes, yeah, the cheeks are filling up there, I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, very impressive, that was. Yeah. Oh, look, Ma, I can fly. Now, I think we may have missed it there. There was a point at which Gabriel called out, "Don't get sick, Dave," in a bit of a panic. No, no, I'll just... if I just fall off now, it'll be all right. Jesus, my hand is stuck. I can't get off the shouting thing. And he's done it. He's done it. He wins view. Hey! So after that sickening experience, the scores are that Dara's team got 1 point and Brendan's team got no points. Okay, some brief sporting news now. Hearts in the North were briefly buoyed this week when it was announced that Northern Ireland had won a gold medal in the Commonwealth Games. Less surprising, though, was the revelation that the medal had gone to the Northern Ireland shooting team. It's true, it's true. The team, however, haven't received their medals yet as they keep refusing to take their balaclavas off. When we come back after the break, Nationwide's Michael Ryan throws a massive temper tantrum. Back here in 2 minutes.
Even if the Gardaí did get over to the island, it's a big island, so anybody who might have been drinking after hours could just run out of the hotel and jump under a bush. They did get over to the island. It's a big island, so anybody who might have been drinking after hours could just run out of the hotel and jump under a bush, said Justice Sheridan. No, he didn't. Take 3. God damn it.
God damn it, that Michael Ryan is a raging beast. Time now for State of the Nation, where we test how much in tune our contestants are with the average raging beast on the street. This week, as you know, the European Union gave the green light to the anti-impotence drug Viagra, in the process spawning hundreds of witty headlines. So with that in mind, we stood up, stiffened our resolve, sharpened our weapons, rose to the occasion, and blah, 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 run the VT. Yes, this week we're in Ringaskiddy, County Cork, where the Pfizer factory is. Pfizer, of course, make Viagra, and if you think Viagra doesn't work, then just take a look at the size of that thing over there. It's absolutely astonishing. Yes, we're in the erection capital of the Western world. However, there is one thing I want to tell you about Ringaskiddy. Ringaskiddy, it's very, very quiet. The advent of Viagra has, of course, had a profound effect on the economy of Ringaskiddy. As you can see, they've spent all their money on this major road renovation project here. The road comes into the small village of Ringaskiddy and then goes out of the village of Ringaskiddy. I'm standing outside the newly constructed community centre here in Ringaskiddy. Locals tell me that the next thing they're going to buy is a community to put into it. So there you go, Dave, you go first, and you get the Viagra question. Now, an interesting thing about Viagra, actually, since it's been given the green light in Europe, is that it has to carry a warning. And the warning says that the drug can cause prolonged and painful arousal. If this lasts more than a few hours, consult a doctor. Hey, doc, check this out. Dave. So, the question we asked was, Ringaskiddy is now the world headquarters of the Viagra Club. Do you think it will attract many new members? We asked this man. Did he say A, you're hoping for some pathetic double entendre, aren't you, boy? Well, I'm not going to rise to your bait. B, Viagra Club, what, here in Ringaskiddy? Or C, I'm a member myself. 2 weeks ago, I took a pill and I've had a stiff neck ever since.
That guy there in the picture, yeah?
That guy there in the picture. He said
what was that B one again?
The B one, Viagra Club, here what, here in Ringaskiddy?
Yeah, Viagra Club, here what?
You think he was surprised?
I think he was surprised.
You think he was surprised? Okay, let's have a look at the VT and find out.
Pleasantly surprised, I'd say.
So ask you a quick question, please.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Not so bad.
Ringaskiddy is now the world capital of the Viagra Club.
That's right, yeah.
Do you think that, are you a member? Has it attracted many members?
Swallowed one 2 weeks ago. I have a stiff neck since, like.
All right, thanks very much.
No bother.
The joke's on him, because he actually doesn't have a neck.
Dara, your question is on a slightly more serious topic. The question was, would it help reduce the amount of alcohol abuse in this country if they abolished all second-level examinations? We asked this woman, did she say A, or I suppose go away this was? B, I had a little cat and it was called Bagpuss. Me, all sort of fluffy, wuffy, squishy, washy kind of was. She actually said one of those three things.
One of those three things,
yes.
Yeah. I don't think there's any. They can't get rid of the junior cert exam. I mean, the only reason they have it is because beer sales go up so much. They were going to get rid of it, and the Vintners Association kicked up so much fuss actually about it. Yeah, because I mean, to be fair, like the junior cert at this stage, like it's like I think any adult in Ireland would agree that they've never ever been in a job interview and somebody's gone, we don't think you're suitably qualified, and then they've gone, have you seen my junior cert examination result? And they've gone, wow, a B in geography, that changes everything. Go on in, stop the other candidates, Mary. We've got a new pope. Come on in. Very good. In terms of those answers, I'd have to say probably A, because it doesn't feature either Bagpuss or fluffy, wussy, squishy kind of wuss.
Or I suppose go away thus puss. Let's have a look at the VT and find out.
Excuse me, could I ask you a quick question, please? Do you think would it reduce the amount of alcohol abuse in this country if they abolished all school examinations?
Oh, I suppose it could be.
Just in case you missed that, it was, I suppose go away this puss. We listened to it many times just to make sure it was. So you get 3 points for that, well done.
Well done, Dara.
All right, so the next one is for you, other Dara, Dara 2. And this is Dara's magazine, just in case you're wondering what Himself magazine is like. And it's a man's magazine. It's got Roy Keane and he's a man. And it says, stands his ground, stands his round. And inside it's got a little bit of moisturiser from the man. That's very much what
Dara, what's the real story on exfoliating?
Let's get on with the questions
Dara,
on the
real
programme.
Story with the male G-spot?
Again, I'll have to refer you to your own body.
You've got a lot of issues, haven't you?
I think
really?
people should know these things, and I can see why. You know, Dara used to work on prime time, which was kind of exposing Ireland behind closed doors, and now he's gone away to expose Ireland behind closed pores. That was a kind of a skin product.
That was a skin joke, yes, right.
Can we
okay.
cut that out, maybe?
Yeah, we will.
So that's how it's done.
Dara, for you, we have the return of Mad Dog Dunphy to RTE. The question we asked was, what kind of a line do you think RTE used to get him back? We asked this woman, did she say A, he's a rough-looking sheep, B, lots of money, he wouldn't be sheep, oh God, or C, Eamon Dunphy, isn't he a brother of Noel Rattigan?
I think they promised him an unlimited tab in his local juice bar with Michael Ryan, and that's what tempted him back.
Right. I'm afraid it's one of the 3 answers we offered you.
Sorry.
What you have to give us.
Anything to do with Noel Rattigan is good enough for me.
Anything to do with Noel Rattigan. Let's have a look at the VT and find out.
Can I ask you a quick question, please?
Hello.
Nice legs.
What's this about?
It's for the television.
That's
this
why
week,
there's a camera there.
That's my husband.
That's your husband there, right? Well, the question is this. This week, a self-confessed cocaine user, Eamon Dunphy, is returning to RTE. What kind of a line do you think RTE used to get him back?
I don't really know. I wouldn't have a clue about anything like that.
What would you guess?
Honest, no. I don't know. I just don't like that fella, Eamon Dunphy. I don't like the look of him at all.
Why don't you like the look of him?
I just don't like him.
Do you think he looks like a sheep?
Yeah, you're quite right. You're quite right. A rough-looking sheep. Rough-looking. Yeah?
Okay, thanks very much. I think she thought she was going to win a car or something if she gave the right answer.
Yeah.
Though, having said all that, I know I dragged it out over a bit, but there's only 4 people living in Ringaskiddy, so we were kind of desperate at that stage of the game. But the thing is that there is a kind of a similarity between Eamon Dunphy and a sheep. Have a look at this. They could be brothers. They could be brothers, you know. Now, finally, Brendan, no doubt I'm sure you're aware of the huge controversy that was caused this week when the Star newspaper printed a photograph of Bono's arse. The question we asked was, this week the Star printed a photograph of Bono's arse. Are the cracks starting to show in you too? We asked the question of this man. Did he say A, I like to see all arses, B, Bono's arse, you mean Gavin Friday, or B, or C, U2 on crack? Well, I suppose it would explain their last album.
But just to contextualise this story a bit, if I could. You know, it was Bono was in the south of France on the beach, and apparently what happened was it got very cloudy, and the villagers, the local villagers, made a representation to Bono and asked him to bring the sun back to the beach when he pulled his pants down. And imagine their surprise when Dave Fanning fell out of Bono's ass. And they realised that they said, oh, Dave Fanning is not as far up Bono's ass as we have thought.
Would you like to choose an answer now, Brendan?
Can I have the answers again?
Yes, let's have a look at the answers again. A, I like to see all arses. B, Bono's arse, you mean Gavin Friday? Or C, U2 on crack? Well, I suppose it would explain their last album.
Yeah, he doesn't know what crack or Gavin Friday is, so I presume he'd like to see all arses.
He'd like to see all arses. Let's have a look at the VT and find out. Sir, can I ask you a question, sir? This week in the Star newspaper, they printed a photograph of Bono's arse.
Yes.
Do you think the cracks are starting to show in U2 now?
Possibly, I suppose, yes. Maybe.
Have you seen them yourself?
No. What paper is it on?
The Star newspaper.
Is it? Oh. I have to get one of them.
Would you like to see Bono's arse? Why?
I'd like to see all arses.
I'm sure he didn't mean it in that way, you know. So there you go. You get 3 points for that. So congratulations. Which means that at the end of that round, the scores are that Dara's team got 3 points and Brendan's team got 3 points. Finally, it's time, unsurprisingly, for our final round, 60 seconds of facts. I'll ask a minute's worth of questions about the week's events. The team get a point for the correct answer, or 2 if they can get a laugh out of our nearly dead studio audience. Dave and Dara, your 60 seconds of facts starts now. The results of the junior certs were announced this week with the inevitable bout of what?
Vomit all over Stephen's Green.
Close enough, team drinking, 3 points of that. A student who last week won the lotto declared he was going to buy what?
Connacht. His college. A girlfriend for himself. One for his dad.
New trousers, a pair of shoes and a bicycle apparently. Network 2 has acquired the rights to what?
Bono's arse.
We would have had it if they had, I'm telling you. I'll give you a point for that anyway. The Premiership. A multi-million-pound scam in fake designer gear has been smashed by whom?
Scooby-Doo. Mr. Dobbs, the museum creator.
Customs official. Robert De Niro has turned down the chance to appear in what?
Fair City.
Sadly not.
You're looking at me.
Friends. 3 points for that. There's a battle going on between Navan and Drogheda over what?
Who cares?
Pierce Brosnan. And Pierce is disowning both of them, isn't it?
1 point for that. Dublin motorists face a new threat from what?
No roadworks.
Jaywalkers with big guns going, yeah, take me on now, buddy, go on.
Toy trucks is the answer to that. Brendan and Dara, your 60 seconds of facts starts now. DJ Kerry broke what in the All-Ireland final?
A nail.
Sherlock Nance G-spot.
His foot is the right answer, 3 points. Farmers took to the street last week to complain about what?
Lap dancing sheep.
The weather.
The low price of produce. On Saturday night, Eamon Dunphy will be going up against what?
A disabled big issue salesperson.
Michael Ryan's fight night.
Close enough, Kenny Live. Bertie Ahern is hoping China will win Ireland's bid to what? Will back Ireland's bid to what?
Bid to buy a house in Dalkey.
You're in Security
Sweet and
Council.
sour pork balls.
Bill Clinton has hired 2 ministers to keep him away from what?
Barbara Bush.
Viagra.
Temptation, same thing. Demi Moore is going back to work. Her new film is to be called what?
Demi does Donamede.
Passion of Mind, it's going to be called. It's estimated that 10,000 Irishmen are being treated for what?
They're being treated for being Mammy's good little boys.
Exfoliation.
Erectile dysfunction is the real answer. Julian Lennon and Noel Gallagher were last week bidding against each other for what?
Bray Wanderers.
Ulrika Johnson.
John Lennon's jacket is the right answer there. Which means that at the end of that round, at the end of the programme, the scores are that Dara's team got 21 points and Brendan's team got 21 points. It's a draw. So that's it for another week. We're off to see now whether Sharon is reading the news tonight in one of those fetching rubber numbers she has, thanks to Dara's guest, Dave Fanning. And with Brendan, Dara O'Brien. Sorry, that should be Dara O'Brien. I'm easily confused. But as we go, yesterday you saw the launch of Ireland's newest foreign-owned television station, TV3. There have been reports that some viewers are having difficulty tuning in the new channel. So earlier on, employing an accent that wandered back and forth between Edinburgh and Dublin, I rang TV3 to ask how to get it on my set. Thanks for helping us feed the gondolas. Good night.
TV3, Margaret speaking.
I want to know about tuning in my television for TV3.
Yeah.
I know, what number would it be on the dial thing? I'm not able to find it.
Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm above Dundalk. It's a little townland above Dundalk. It's called Auchnaheen.
Yeah.
What number would it be now on you know the dial now? I'm not too up now on the television things now, but what number would it be? It's not 3 anyway.
No, can you hang on a second?
All right, so.
I can't exactly tell you where's the main transmitter, would you know, up in Dundalk, where you get your transmission from?
I don't know, would it be Dundalk maybe?
No, that we're not transmitting from Dundalk.
All right. Well, I saw in the paper now it said UHF, but I can't...
Dundalk up in Louth.
It would, that's right, yeah.
We'd be transmitting from Carmount in County Louth, which is on channel 66.
Right now, 66?
Yes, that's right.
The dial now in mine now is one of them. It's an old. It only goes up to 16 now. Does that mean I can't get it?
No, it doesn't. What you have to do is see channel 66, and how I don't understand the frequencies and stuff like that. If you ring up wherever you got your television from, they'll be able to tell you the frequency and how to tune it in.
I bought it off a neighbour of mine. He's dead now. That's no good to me. It said UHF in the television now, but it doesn't say UHF my television now. It says Bush in my television. I don't know if that's any...
Can you just mind holding a second?
All right, so, yeah.
Sorry to keep holding there. If you ring up any television dealer, they'll be able to tell you. If you tell them the make of your television and all the rest of it, they'll tell you how to tune it in.
Can I ask you one last question? Do you transmit in black and white? Because it's only a black and white television I have.
Yeah.
It'd be all right now if it's in black and white.
I don't actually know now. I don't know a whole lot about televisions. You'll have to
all
talk
right.
to your television dealer.
No, and they gave you a job in the television station all the same, though.
Sorry?
They gave you a job in the television station all the same, and you didn't know anything about it. That's great.
I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
All right, so all right. Thanks very much. So good luck. Bye. Get upset. But what about city dwellers? What we have now is a clip from that gritty urban drama, Fair City. Here's 2 characters from Fair City dealing with bad news.
I'm afraid she's dead. We had to put her down.
Good
Anyway, we'll move on. Pat and Brendan, we have a clip of Pat's favourite politician.
Earlier in the year, the Taoiseach said, but now fully restored to health.
I think it was the time that Mr. Haughey was seeking to repopulate his island in Ishvikilan and get away from other vultures that were chasing him at the time. And I'm not referring to the keen edge here now, Brendan. But he did.
Thank God for that.
He was
pretty obsessed with the Sunday Independent for someone who doesn't read it, aren't you?
Well, I think what we're talking about here is Mr. Haughey's obsession with dodgy old birds like the
Like I say, obsessed.
Okay, right.
So what happens next is that he turns around and he attacks him and he tries to pluck his eyes out, but the bird narrowly escapes.
I'll give you 3 points as well, because you sort of have it, but sort of in reverse. Now, you know, in films where somebody is Satan or they've got no soul and they just look like an ordinary human and nobody knows any difference, except for animals. Animals always go berserk whenever they're around them. Well, have a look at this.
Mr. Haughey called for a round of applause before it was taken on board by its keeper, Mr. Pat O'Connell of the Wildlife Service.
So, after all that, the scores are that Dara's team got 3 points and Brendan's team got 3 points. When we come back after the break, an artistic experience in Finglas. Go to the toilet now when you have a chance. This is a piece of art donated to Finglas. This is a piece of art donated to Finglas. It was created by the inmate of a nearby top-security psychiatric hospital. The piece is entitled, "When People Annoy Me, I Cut Off Their Hands." Very good laugh. Time now for State of the Nation, where we test just how much in tune our contestants are with the average psycho artist on the street. Now, because we have Evil Eddie with us this week, we decided to check out the real Fair City. Surf, sand, fabulous shopping, and whoa, what about that sun? Yes, these are some of the things which may one day become available in Finglas. Finglas, however, does have some of Ireland's finest car parks. Finglas is, of course, famed for the witty names of its shopping centres. For instance, here at this cross we have Barber Shop, Optician, and the wittily titled Shop. Finglas has been the centre of some awful genetic experiments with, as you can see, horrific results. And here's another example of a piece of public art in Finglas. This piece is entitled, "If That Child Annoys Me Again, I'm Going to Throw Him Out the Window." But this is where I parked the car. Actually, when we were just doing that bit in the car park, a car went past us with a fella hanging out the window saying, "Don't feed the bollocks." The old Dublin wit there, you can't beat it, can you? Anyway, Dara, you go first. Your question concerns the fact that several Irish rugby players have failed drug tests. Apparently they were written and oral tests, so it's very serious. So the question we asked was, Irish rugby players were accused this week of taking performance-enhancing drugs. Should they ask for their money back? We asked this woman, did she say, A, I think Aslan are deadly, B, are you Noel Rattigan, or C, I'm from Finglas, what's a rugby player?
I liked what the Sunday Tribune actually yesterday had a picture to do a big thing on the rugby. Had a picture of a rugby player looking really tough and holding a rugby ball and had a hypodermic needle or syringe into the rugby ball.
Wow, yeah.
Wow, yeah. I think the Sunday Tribune have kind of missed the point on the story slightly. Yeah. The ball isn't supposed to go faster, the lads are. And I would probably go for answer number C there. I'm from Finglas.
What's a rugby player? Let's look at the VT and find out. This week it was reported in the papers that certain Irish rugby players were caught taking performance-enhancing drugs. Do you think they should get their money back?
Are you Noel Rattigan?
We've been waiting for about 6 months to get somebody to say that, because we thought that would be hilarious. So, Dready Eddie, your question is, this week the High Court cleared the way for genetically engineered vegetables. Is this good news for Daniel O'Donnell? We asked this woman, did she say, A, I thought you told people what to say, B, don't talk to me about Daniel O'Donnell, that bastard ruined my life, or C, if the police come, just pretend you know me?
I'd say it was B.
You'd say it was B, yeah. Don't talk to me about Daniel O'Donnell, that bastard ruined my life. Let's look at the VT and find out. This week the High Court opened the way to genetically engineered vegetables. Do you think that's good news for Daniel O'Donnell?
Don't ask me about Daniel O'Donnell, that bastard ruined my life.
Yes!
I know women. I know what they're going to say.
Pat, for you, of course, we have a cattle question. The question is that it's been 18 months since angel dust was detected in Irish cattle. Does this now mean that Irish cows are smarter than the Gardaí? So we asked this man, did he say, A, I hope we're not tormenting that poor Larry Goodman again. That man is a modern-day saint. When I hear about Pat Rabbitt's unprovoked attacks upon him, it makes my blood boil. Or B, that's a good one, all right. Or C, I haven't changed my underpants since Aslan had a hit. Which I can personally vouch for.
Well, I'd like to think it was number one, but I think cattle...
Well, number A, actually. Was
number A, all right. A.
Well, letter A, sorry.
But I think Larry Goodman would regard Gardaí and cattle as two mutually irreconcilable concepts. They never came together all the time the cattle were crossing the border and coming back down again. So I don't think that the answer is A. I'll go for B.
You'll go for B? Let's have a look at the VT and find out. It's now been 18 months since any angel dust has been discovered in Irish cattle. Do you think that's because the cows are now smarter than the Gardaí? That's a good one. Hey, well done. 3 points for your pal. Well done. Brendan. The question we asked was, this week TV3 were accused of bad taste when they replaced the Ireland-Yugoslavia match with the film Rambo, but isn't it worse taste to put on Lorraine Keane during the news when people are trying to eat? We asked this man, did he say, A, it wasn't Rambo, it was First Blood, actually. B, never mind all that, I've got a foolproof scheme that can make us millions. Or C, oh no, social welfare officers, duck!
Lorraine Keane, I'm very fond of Lorraine, but it's a bizarre concept. Lorraine Keane went around in a helicopter, and very little else, I might add, to tell people that the traffic is ferocious at rush hour. So apparently now she's working on a series of investigative documentaries saying that the evenings are getting shorter. I would like to say answer A, which is it's not It's not Rambo, it was First Blood, actually. But that's presuming that your man has actually watched TV3. I'm not sure about
really.
that, yeah. But I'll say A anyway, because the other two are so crazy and unlikely.
Okay. Let's have a look at the VT and find out.
Can I ask you a quick question, please?
What?
This week TV3 scheduled the film Rambo instead of the Ireland-Yugoslavia match, and some people thought that was tasteless. But you think it's even more tasteless to put on Lorraine Keane during the news when people are trying to have their tea?
No.
Why not?
I thought Rambo was all right.
What do you think about Lorraine Keane?
First Blood.
What do you think about Lorraine Keane?
Rambo was First Blood.
Oh, all right, sir. Sorry about that.
3 points there. Wasn't going to argue with him.
My question to that man would have been, hello, can I ask you a question, please? Would you not beat the shit out of me?
That was generally what I was trying to imply with the home I hold.
What does his answer mean?
What does his answer mean? It means you got 3 points, Pat. Your team got 3 points. You're now sort of in the lead. That's what that means. That's all you care about is winning. That's the whole never going to end up. Kill or be killed.
Winning and money.
Winning and money,
He's obsessed with them.
Well, actually, another big story that was
turkey.
in the news this week was that Gaza was over, and he brought over his pal with him, Jimmy Five Bellies, and apparently they went for a few pints around town. And when we were in Finglas, we actually met Jimmy Five Bellies' Irish cousin. Here he is here. There he is, there, look. Look, and he's got the T-shirt and everything, look. Oh, it's great, you can get a T-shirt with drinks spilt on it already. It's fantastic, isn't it? There you go, Jimmy Five Bellies. So
what, fat people are funny now? Is that your latest? Fat people with shavy heads. Oh, let's all have a good laugh at that.
Thanks for that.
Skinny boy.
Dummy.
Your time will come.
So, after all that, the scores are that Dara's team got 3 points and Fatso's team got 6 points. Now, as we stagger drunkenly towards the end of the show, there's just enough time to slur our way through the final round, 60 seconds of facts. Each team gets a minute's worth of questions about the week's events. They get a point for the right answer, or 2 if they can get a laugh out of the studio audience. Dara and Eddie, your 60 seconds of facts starts now. Soldiers in the Lebanon want money for what?
Sweets. Money to send over wives. Not their wives, somebody else's wives.
wives. Stress is the actual answer. For years, Christa Burke has been plagued by what?
Locusts.
Childminders.
Hey, stalker is the right answer. Bruce Springsteen was in court last week trying to block the release of what?
His latest child.
No, Christa Burke's next album. Anyway.
His own material is the answer there. Customers in many Californian bars are defying a statewide ban on what?
English stag parties.
Making sense of
Give
conversation.
me a minute. Smoking is the actual answer. British security experts warned the Blairs that their Chinese hotel room will be what?
Can be seen from space. Is above a takeaway.
Bugged is the actual answer. At a state reception in Canada, Mary McAleese was served what?
A moose. Big moose. All for herself. A subpoena from the Irish people going, where the hell are you?
A caribou. 3 points for that one. Andrew Lloyd Webber is being sued for stealing what?
Somebody else's eyebrows.
A tin of beans from Tesco's. He just did it for the thrill.
The melody to Phantom of the Opera is the actual answer there. Okay, well done, Brendan and Pat. Your 60 seconds of facts starts now. The Duchess of York has been given a new what?
Mother. Nose job.
Chacho is the actual answer. Last week, Pat Rabbit described a government decision not to pursue the Goodman Group as what?
Pat who?
Rabbit.
A perfectly sensible decision for Fianna Fáil.
Oh, you got it wrong. You said a bloody disgrace. There's no call for that sort of language. Candidates for the European elections will have their photographs printed on what?
Their butts.
Recycled paper.
Ballot papers is the actual answer. According to a court judge, people from respectable backgrounds who end up in court deserve to be what?
Left off.
Given jobs in the AIB.
Point for controversy there. Treated more severely. When Zoe Ball lost her virginity, she was what?
On her back.
17 was the answer. An Edward Heath's autobiography reveals that Jack Lynch was fond of what?
Edward Heath.
Paddy Whiskey. After a week boozing in Dublin, Paul Gascoigne has checked into what?
Checked into the availability of a kebab.
A clinic. An ex-girlfriend of Froster, Robert Burke, said he wrecked her what?
Makeup.
No, her life is the actual answer.
Same deal for a woman, like.
So, at the end of that round and at the end of the show, the final scores are, yet again, I'm afraid, that Dara's team of 21 points and Brendan's team of 25 points. They've won another one. One of these weeks he's going to win one. Thus ends another 26-minute gap between the adverts, thanks to Dara's guest, Eddie Nessens. And with Brendan, Deputy Pat Rabbit. Well, as we go, over the last fortnight it has been extensively reported that economy airline and friend of the working person Ryanair is threatening to pull out of Dublin Airport. However, this week the story took a new twist when Richard Branson said that his Virgin airline would be happy to take Ryanair's place. Earlier on, I rang Virgin to tell them that in this country, Richard Branson has at least one big fan. Thanks for helping us feed the gondolas. Good night.
Good afternoon, Virgin Atlantic. May I help you?
Hello. Do you have someone who talks to members of the public? I just have a comment to make, please.
Yes, certainly. I think I can deal with that for you, possibly.
Oh, that's great. My name is Luli, Monica Luli, Mrs. Luli, and I'm ringing you from Ireland, from the Republic of Ireland, from a little village called Ahascra. And I was just ringing up because it's been in the papers this week about Ryanair. Now, Ryanair, you know, they're the Irish airline, and they're threatening that they won't be in Dublin Airport anymore. And Richard Branson was quoted in the papers to say that he'd come in instead of them. And I just wanted to say that that'd be great if he could do that. And say to Mr. Branson, if you could pass it on to him, there's lots of people who would love to see Richard Branson, to see Virgin, his airline, in Dublin Airport instead of Ryanair, because they're rubbish.
Oh, are
they're
they?
absolute rubbish, I'll tell you now. Last year now, my eldest daughter now, Sheila, she's doing very well for herself. She's living in London now, over an Indian takeaway from Clapham. Now, Sheila, she paid for a holiday for myself and my husband, you see, to go to the Canaries for a week. You see, we had to fly through London to the Canaries, and we came back and we had to get a Ryanair flight now, and it was as late. Now, it was about 2 or 3 hours late. And as a result of that, I was late for my taekwondo lesson back in Ahascra. And my master Seamus, he was very, well, he's he's really a butcher, to be honest with you, but he teaches the taekwondo in Ahascra, and he was very upset that I missed the thing. And it's very annoying when that sort of thing happens, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
And my husband now, he has a little joke about it, and he says, well, Ryanair always meant to pull out of Dublin Airport, but there's a delay about it, you know, and then he laughs, and I say, shut up, you idiot. He's unemployed and he's useless, to be honest with you, you know.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, if you could pass that on to Mr. Branson, because I think he's fantastic now. I've been following his career for years, and every time I see his picture in the paper with his little hairy chest and his big balloon, my heart does a little flutter now. He's never said my husband that, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you met Mr. Branson yourself?
I have, yes.
Well, can I ask you a question now? I know I'm a middle-aged, respectable woman, but how do you keep your hands off him? He's absolutely gorgeous. Do you not agree?
He is very attractive, yes, he's very handsome.
The girls must be driven wild every time he comes round.
Right. Yeah, he's very, very nice man.
Oh, that's good. He's a nice man as well. That's good. That's very important. He's a nice man.
Oh, absolutely,
Do you think
yes.
he'll get married again?
Sorry?
Do you think he'll get married again?
Who? Branson?
Mr. Branson, yes.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did get married. I thought he was gone through a scatter of wives and couldn't find the love of his life. You know?
Oh, no, he's happily married.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear that now. That's great. Well, could you pass on my comments to him now?
I will do, yes.
Oh, that's great now. And so thank you very much now.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Klempner für ein Waschbecken, weißt du eigentlich, was so ein